Toy Story is so far the only Pixar film to have opening credits at the beginning of the movie. As of right now, A Bug's Life is the only Pixar film that was made before Pixar was bought by Disney to not receive a sequel or prequel, even though I wouldn't mind having one. Toy Story 2 is the last Toy Story film to have Jim Varney, which all might know as Ernest, to be the voice of Slinky Dog. May he rest in peace. Monsters Inc., or Monsters Incorporated, whatever you want to call it, is the first Pixar film not to be directed by John Lasseter. It was directed by Pete Docter. Finding Nemo was the first ever Pixar film to be released during the summertime, because all the others were released during the holiday season. The Incredibles is the first ever Pixar film to be rated PG because of all the action. Y'all probably know why. Cars was originally supposed to be called Route 66, but so people will not confuse it with the 1960s show the same name, they changed it to what we know now as Cars. Ratatouille was originally scheduled to be released in 2006. However, on December 7th, 2004, the date was changed due to Cars' date being changed from 2005 to 2006. Their previous film, Cars. As of right now, Wall-E is the last Pixar film that is original, that's not a sequel or a prequel, to be rated G as of right now. Wall-E. Up is the first Pixar film to be shown in Disney Digital 3D. To be shown in Disney Digital 3D. For y'all that didn't understand me. Along with the Disney movie Beauty and the Beast and the previous Pixar film Up, Toy Story 3 was the third animated film to ever be nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars. Cars 2 is the first non-Toy Story Pixar sequel. I mean, just look at the world, y'all. Look at this poster right here. Well, y'all, I guess I gotta be brave enough to talk about this movie. Get it? Brave is the first Pixar film to have a female protagonist. Well, y'all, I guess school never looked this scary, because Monsters University is the first and so far only prequel produced at Pixar Animation Studios in Emeryville, California. Even though we got the Monsters at Work TV show on Disney Plus, which is kind of like a sequel to the film. Stay tuned for one of my upcoming videos on this topic. Now, I know a lot of people might consider this more than one fact, but the emotions from Inside Out are all based off of simple geometric shapes, all 5 of them. Joy is based off of a star. Fear is a raw nerve. Anger is a fire brick, which makes sense. Disgust is a stalk of broccoli. And last but not least, sadness, well, she's a teardrop. Also makes sense. The Good Dinosaur was originally going to come out in May of 2014. But due to the original director, Bob Peterson, having troubles with the third act, they changed it to November of 2015. Making this and Inside Out the first time Pixar released 2 films in 1 year. Even though that's another fact, but hey, little bonus facts here and there. Finding Dory, or Finding Nemo 2, whatever you want to call it, it is the sequel to Finding Nemo, is the first Pixar sequel. Get it? Because it takes place under the sea. It's the first Pixar sequel to be rated PG. But seriously, it's the first Pixar sequel to be rated PG. Now we have come to Cars 3, y'all. Cars 3 is the first Cars film not to be directed by John Lasseter. It was directed by Brian Fee. I hope I said that name right. Awesomeness. Coco is the first ever Pixar film not to have a short film made by Pixar in front of it back when it was in theaters. Instead, it had Olaf's Frozen Adventure, aka a Frozen Christmas special. All of it is awesome, though. Incredibles 2 is the longest Pixar film since the 2006 film Cars. Toy Story 4 is the first Pixar film since Wall-E back in 2008 to have a character appear in the Pixar logo at the end of the movie. Well, Wall-E had Wall-E replacing the R in Pixar. Toy Story 4 has Duke Kaboom, Canada's greatest stuntman, jumping on the letter I. Dang, this is awesome. Just like how Finding Nemo was the first Pixar film to be released during the summertime back in 2003, Onward is the first Pixar film to be released during the springtime back in March of 2020. Because all the others were released in either June, May, or November. Soul was the first Pixar film not to have a worldwide theatrical release. Instead, it went straight to Disney Plus here in America. But some countries got to see it in theaters, that being the countries that don't have Disney Plus. Due to everyone's least favorite pandemic, coronavirus! Which is, of course, COVID-19. For y'all that didn't understand me. Luca is the 8th film underneath the Disney umbrella to go directly to Disney Plus thanks to coronavirus, since following Artemis Fowl, Noelle, Hamilton, Magic Camp, the Mulan remake, the one and only Ivan, and the previous Pixar film, Soul. Forgive me if I butchered any of those names of those movies. Turning Red is the third Pixar film to have a main protagonist that wears glasses with Mei Lee. The other two were Up with Carl Fredricksen and Soul with Joe Garner. At the time I'm recording this, Lightyear has not come out to theaters yet, even though I cannot wait for it. But Lightyear is Pixar's first spin-off film, not including the Planes films, even though I love them, in my opinion, which were spin-offs of the Cars films by Disney Toon Studios. But Lightyear is the first spin-off made by Pixar to a Pixar film. So yeah, y'all leave a comment down below. Tell me what y'all's favorite fact I said in this video. And I might be doing a sequel to this video, so stay tuned for that.